Okay, so we are making a gluten-free pastry with chickpea flour. So 1.5 cup of flour, 4 tablespoons of coconut oil, 3 tablespoons of water, and a little bit of salt. And then you mix thoroughly with a wooden spoon because it comes together nicely. And then once it's starting to come together, you just finish it off with your hand, and everything needs to come off the sides of your bowl into a nice bowl. And then you are going to put it in your greased pie dish or tart dish, whatever you want to use, and just apply it evenly, so when you cook it, it cooks evenly as well. Okay, so I'm applying it now. Then you put it in the fridge for about 10 minutes while your oven heats up. Put your oven up at 180 degrees, and then, but first we put that pastry in the fridge. Okay, so while the oven is heating up, we just slice an onion. That's very easy. I'm going to cook that onion with butter, a little bit of olive oil and thyme, cover to smother them so it's nice and comfy. It brings the sweetness out of the onion, so I just slice it evenly. And then in a pot, you'll see I've put now, I'm busy putting my thyme, but it's cooking in butter and olive oil. Okay, and then I cover it. Oh, salt, sorry, salt, always remember the salt. And then and then you cover it, turn the heat down so it's on 3 now, and then just leave it for about 10 minutes. You know, stir it now and then that's that. Okay, you can keep your onion on the stove to cook slowly. The longer it cooks and the sweeter they become. And then I just put my spinaches in a dry pan just to cook down a bit. It's just about 2 minutes, really. It's very quick. Look how much they reduce. This is, you know, a full bag of spinach, and you end up with a tablespoon. And then what I do here, I chopped some herbs in the back, but first let's put that tart in the oven. So I just prick holes on it like you do with the normal short crust pastry, and then in the oven for 10 minutes just to par bake it. Okay, and then now my spinaches are cooked. I let them cool down a bit, and then I'm going to put my onions. Well, first remove the thyme stalks, because that's the sprigs, because that's not nice to have that in your mouth when you eat. And then I leave the butter in the pan. Okay, I don't want the butter in my pie. So up, here you go. In my spinach, the onions, and then I'm going to put my herbs. So herbs I used, I love a lot of herbs. So I use coriander, parsley, and basil leaves that I chopped roughly. You can use mint if you want. Mint goes very well with it. And then the quantity, I used a full 20 grams of parsley, about 10 grams of coriander, and 10 grams of basil leaves. And then that's it. I use flat leaf parsley, not curly. Okay, and then that's it. I mix everything together. Then I'm going to add my cheese. I put a little bit of parmesan. You'll see how little I'll put. I just grate it, just because the taste is so much better. It brings some saltiness and some nuttiness. I love it. So you'll see just about 20 grams of parmesan, and then that's it. And then I'm going to put some cottage cheese in there as well, just now. And I mix, and then I add some more salt. My pastry is now out of the oven. I brushed the bottom of the pastry with mustard, Dijon mustard. I like it. That's simple. And then I'm going to mix my cottage cheese now in there. We're gonna say about 100 grams of cottage cheese. I use this one, so it's a pick and pay, low fat. It's not smooth. I like the chunky ones, so I use that one. And I think this one is a spring onion one, so even more herb flavor, which is great. And then I just put it on my cold pastry. Okay, make sure your pastry is cold, because if it's warm, it's going to soak up all the juice and everything, and then your pastry is going to be soggy. You don't want that. Okay, so make sure your pastry is cold. And then on top of that, I'm going to put fresh mozzarella, because because then it makes it easier for my daughter to eat it, and I also think it looks pretty. So then I slice mozzarella on top. That's it. And then I put it in the oven for another 10 minutes. You know, everything is cooked, so you put it back in the oven so everything heats up again, and then the flavors melt together, and the mozzarella can melt as well. And then that's it, really. And then your dinner is ready. I'm going to put cracked pepper on top as well before I put it in the oven. And then it just goes in the oven. And look at that. Boom! It's ready. Dinner is ready. You know, Tuesday night. It's very quick. Look at that. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Enjoy.